Last week I was able to fix this Audi A4 with literally just a blown fuse. Oh my god, the fuse is blown. Stick another 25 amp back into here. Oh my god. But after diagnosing this car and finding out it was just a blown fuse, I traced it back to the fuel pump control module and replaced that with the revised fuel pump control module. So over the couple of days where I was fixing this car, it was about 35 degrees in the UK. And this car has really nice AC. So I had the AC blowing every single time I had this car running. And for that reason, I did not notice this sound. This car runs and drives absolutely perfectly. There's absolutely no fault codes on this car, minus the heated wing mirrors. But unfortunately, there's only one sound that I know that sounds like that. So as you can hear, the noise is from somewhere down here. And like I say, there's only really one noise that I know that sounds like that. And it's only on deceleration or when the revs are dropping. So essentially what's happened to this car is, because it's on 142,000 miles, these turbos suffer with wastegate failure. And essentially what that means is there's a wastegate which allows excess pressure from the turbo to be released so that doesn't get pushed into the engine, obviously when you let off the accelerator. And the wastegate is on a little arm which essentially just wears down over time, and the actuator rod wiggles, which will eventually give you a P0299 code, or a, I don't remember the other one, but it's overboost or underboost. So essentially there's too much boost or there's not enough boost, because essentially the wastegate is not allowing either the excess boost to escape, or it's letting too much boost out. But right now I think I've caught it at the perfect time, because we don't have any overboost or any underboost issues. This turbo is running absolutely perfect, but the rattle is obviously there, and that's what that noise is. So removing the turbo from here is actually very simple. We need to take off the 4 nuts which hold the catalytic converter to the exhaust manifold, and then we need to remove the oil feed and oil return lines, and the coolant feed and the coolant return lines from the block. And then we just have 5 nuts at the top here which we need to remove, and then we can pretty much take the turbo out. I need to make sure that all the electrical connectors are disconnected and there's nothing else holding on, and then pretty much we can just pull this turbo straight out.
So the first thing we want to do is spray WD-40 over all the nuts and bolts to make sure they come off as easy as possible. And then I'm using a ratchet spanner to crack all of the nuts on the catalytic converter, drain all of the coolant out of the feed and return lines from the turbo, and then undo the 5 nuts holding the exhaust manifold onto the cylinder head. Once everything is disconnected, we can pull the turbo out of the car.
So it's now the next day and I've actually had my new turbo being delivered. I just wanted to show you the failure on this wastegate. So the linkage behind here is obviously what is connected to the actuator, which is right there. And if I wiggle that, you'll see that the arm, or the wastegate arm that goes from here to the actuator, that's where we're getting our noise from. You should not be able to rotate this as easily as I can. I can literally do it with one finger, like no problem at all. And after looking at this turbo a little bit longer, I just wanted to check the turbine, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but there is a lot of movement in that turbine. So to be honest, I was a little bit cautious on whether to buy a new turbo or not, but I'm happy that I've bought a new turbo now, because although this one was working fine, this turbo is toast. And here is the brand new turbo. Now we do have a few little bits to remove from the old turbo and put onto the new turbo. So let's start stripping this down, and then we'll put those parts onto that one. I just wanted to quickly say, if you are enjoying today's video, make sure to leave a like, hit the subscribe button. We're nearly at 3,000 subscribers now. So my friends just bought this really lovely BMW X3 M Sport, which is lovely on the outside and the inside, but the screen that's in it still doesn't even have Apple CarPlay, and it's a 66 plate. So the guys at Ottocast have sent me out this Apple CarPlay unit, which we can install in this car to give it Apple CarPlay. And the great thing about this Apple CarPlay unit is it doesn't matter what your car is, as long as you've got a cigarette lighter and either a Bluetooth connection or a 3.5mm jack so you can connect the audio. This screen will fit in absolutely any car, so you can upgrade your car's infotainment with Apple CarPlay. You can have Spotify, Waze, and you can also have different apps like Netflix, YouTube, and TikTok. And then simply all you do is you find a spot that you want the screen, you take off the M3 tape on the bottom of the stand, and then you place it exactly where you want it. And then you simply just grab your cigarette lighter, plug it in, and lock that away. And then grab the USB-C on the other end and plug it into the back of the screen. And then all you've got to do from here is connect this device via a 3.5mm jack, or you can connect it via Bluetooth to your car, and then you can play music directly through the original speakers, just like your phone was connected to the car. So if you want to pick up one of these Apple CarPlay units for yourself, make sure to use my discount code, which is on screen now, for 10% off your order. Thank you very much, Ottocast, for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to the A4.
So all we actually need to take off the old turbo is this arm here, which is basically just a supporting bracket. And then we also have this pipe right here, which on the new turbo, the pipe goes here and then the arm comes off from this point here. So everything else is on this new turbo. So we should be good to swap those over and get this installed.
This gasket is absolutely destroyed. It's a good job that we have a new one. So after a bit of playing around, I had to go to TPS and get some more studs for this turbo, because the old turbo studs were absolutely getting mauled and they did not want to come out. So got new studs, I've got new nuts for the studs. Let's get this installed. This bracket is pretty much loose, so we can install that, or we can tighten that up once we get to it. But yeah, this is ready to go in. Right, so the turbo's pretty much all set. It's on the catalytic converter. All I need to do now is put some oil in here, which is the oil feed, and then connect up the coolant return, coolant feed, and the oil return, which is just underneath. And then we've just got a few little bits. Just need to connect up the electrical connectors, put the 5 nuts on the studs at the top here, and then we're pretty much done. So before you put the turbo oil feed in, you want to just get a little syringe, take some oil, and then put it into the feed just until it's full like that. There we go, that'll do. Now we can grab the banjo bolt, stick that through, and there's another washer which goes on the other side. Stick that on as well.
Now it's just a case of tightening all the nuts and bolts back up to secure the turbo back to the engine.
And there we go, so the turbo is completely installed, everything's back on, the cat nuts are all done up, the heat shield's back in. So let's just put the airbox back on, and then we can give it a start up and make sure that everything is okay. So this is finally the moment of truth. Let's jump in the car and turn her on and see if she runs all right. Have we actually fixed this car for good? Is everything all right? Let's find out now. There we go. I've also just filled up the coolant as well, so that's all full. So I'm just going to let it run for a little while. It's probably going to smoke like this for a bit just because it's a brand new turbo. That's absolutely fine. Let it cool down. Sweet, let's go for a little drive. All right, so I've got the AC blowing again because it's absolutely boiling, but if I rev the car, there's no noise at all. Let's just give it a little blast. Yeah, there's no noise at all. So I just took the A4 for a drive. The turbo noise is absolutely gone, but now we've developed another noise. I don't understand it because I've literally got a receipt right here saying that that job was done 40,000 miles ago. So yeah, And I guess if you don't know what that noise is, you'll have to wait until the next video when we fix this car, hopefully once and for all. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like, hit the subscribe button. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.